If you've ever watched your dog struggle to get up or your cat hide because something feels a little bit off, you're probably wondering, would CBD actually help, or is it all just some sort of marketing campaign? Today, I'm going to be breaking down the real world benefits that people see whenever they use CBD for their cats and their dogs, what the science actually suggests so far, and what the big safety mistakes are that can turn helpful products into harmful stuff for your sweet, sweet angel dogs or cats. I want you to stick around because I'll be giving you a recommendation for one of the best products that you can use to help your pet get the relief that they have probably been needing. So just to give you a little bit of quick context, CBD is a compound that comes from the hemp plant, and pet owners usually reach for it for calming, comfort, and improving the quality of life for their cats or their dogs. Not because it's like a miracle cure, but because they've heard or seen that it actually helps pets with various issues. One thing that's very important to note is that the FDA has not approved CBD products for any animals, and they say that quality can vary a lot between brands, and I'm going to be covering that here in the video very soon. I'm also going to be citing several studies in this video, and all of those studies will be linked in the description below if you want to read any of those for yourself. So my goal here is super simple. I want to help you understand what CBD may help with, where the evidence is strongest, like it's for dogs, by the way. And then I want to help you make smart, informed decisions. And I also have to mention this, preferably your veterinarian for your dog or cat would be in the loop. So to start it off real strong, we're going to talk about the major benefits of giving CBD to your pets. Benefit number one is calming for stress and situations of anxiety for dogs and cats. So what most pet owners notice is that it takes the edge off of their pet. So you're going to see less pacing. You're going to see that it's easier for them to settle in during thunderstorms or during travel, or if you have guests over, or if they have like separation anxiety for whenever you leave or go to work, things like that. It's going to relieve a lot of those issues. Now, one thing that I want you to remember is that CBD is not made to knock your pet out. What most people want is for the volume and the stress to be turned down for their pet, not for their pet to be completely knocked out and unconscious. Now, it is pretty important to keep in mind that responses do vary, and there's less research that they've done on cats overall, but a lot of this stuff is going to be just depending on your pet's own personal situation for how they respond to CBD products. Benefit number two is the comfort and mobility benefits for older dogs. So this is where research is most discussed, and it's for things like canine osteoarthritis discomfort. A well-known study reported improved comfort and activity in dogs with osteoarthritis. So the big takeaway from that study is that if your dog is aging and stiff or slow to move, CBD is great if used as a support. Now, obviously, it's not a replacement for medicines or things that you may get from your vet. Benefit number three, that's for seizure support in dogs. So there have been some studies and they've seen some promising results, but it's not 100% across the board. There's controlled research showing a reduction in seizure frequency in some dogs that have stuff like idiopathic epilepsy, and when CBD is added alongside standard meds, the seizures are reduced. But as I must say, for most of these situations, it's not 100% across the board. Different dogs react differently. Now, this is one bonus benefit, as they may say, is that if you see benefits that people talk about where it says that it'll benefit basically anything and that it'll increase everything, overall well-being for everything for your pet. If you hear stuff like this, it's not a miracle drug, and it's not going to fix every issue that your dog has. Odds are, if you see a business that tells you, oh, take this and it'll make your dog do anything, like you name it, like you shouldn't trust them because they're just doing marketing. They're not really doing medicine. Now we are going to move on to a very important section, and this is the safety section and mistakes that people commonly make whenever they try to give CBD to their pets. Mistake number one is accidentally giving your pet THC. THC is the main reason that vets see what they call cannabis toxicosis, and it's often from edibles that people give to their dogs, and these are edibles that are made for human consumption, and they have THC in them. For pets, CBD shouldn't be like a weed brownie or some edible that you got at the weed store. THC is a thing that can go sideways very fast for your pet. And a lot of people don't know this, but THC is actually very bad for pets. It's basically like giving your pet a bunch of chocolate or giving them artificial sweeteners like, what is it, xylitol or something, whatever they use in artificial sweetening for like gums and stuff. That is totally poisonous to pets. Same kind of story for THC. You don't want to give your dog THC. It's very bad for them. And that leads me nicely into number 2 mistake that everybody makes, and that's using human products and gummies and chocolates and keto sweeteners and things like that. So human edibles can contain ingredients that pet systems absolutely cannot handle, whether it's, sweeteners or things that pets can't process, or just the fact that sometimes the dosage on whatever product you may have for humans is not actually reliable and it varies a lot. So obviously it could completely mess your dog up. So what you want to do is keep it very simple and use pet-specific, clearly labeled and tested products. Mistake number 3 is ignoring drug interactions or underlying conditions that CBD could potentially interact with. So CBD can potentially interact with medications if your dog takes a bunch of different medications. If you're feeding your dog a fistful of pills every day, you definitely shouldn't just throw some CBD in there and just hope that good things happen. This is where you need to have a meeting and refer to your vet and say, hey, the dog's taking this, and this. Could I potentially incorporate some CBD? And then they can let you know. If they're taking some sort of weird blood pressure medication or diabetes medication or anything that like lots of old dogs get, you need to make sure that whatever they're taking doesn't have a potential for interacting with other products like CBD. The number 4 mistake that tons of people make is assuming that the labels are accurate. So the FDA obviously warns that it can't ensure safety or effectiveness for CBD or THC products that you get for yourself in today's market, because quality varies, and just because somebody claims on their website that, the product has X, Y, or Z in it, there's no way that you can always know that's actually what's in it. But I'm going to tell you how to solve this problem. So this is the checklist that you need to go through for your pet products to see that they are actually good products. They need to be pet-specific formulas. They need to have a clear and present amount of CBD that is in the product, or how much CBD is in a given amount of liquid or in a given number of treats or whatever, however it is that they've done it. There needs to be third-party lab testing, and they need to give you what is called a COA, that stands for Certificate of Analysis. And then they also have to be able to state on the product that there is extremely low amounts or preferably zero THC, because as I told you, THC is bad for pets and you shouldn't give it to them. So if your main goal is helping a dog or a cat, take the edge off and supporting older pets for day-to-day comfort, one practical option is a pet-specific CBD oil like Ron's Balms CBD pet formula, because it's made to be added to the food for your dog. It's got this handy dandy little, let me see if I can show you. It's got a little dropper here. So we went with the easy situation on these deals. You just drip it right into the food onto a treat. I've had several dogs over the years, and they will literally just take it right off the dropper. You don't even have to like disguise it or put it on anything good. They'll just eat it, no problem. This bottle right here is 1,000 milligrams in this little tiny bottle. So this is some pretty powerful stuff. And if you had a small dog or a small cat, this would last a very, very long time. There are recommendations for dosages. Everything is all right here based on the weight. And you can obviously start lower and go slower and see how things work out. And then you can adjust and increase the dosage if you want to or whatever. CBD won't hurt them. It doesn't, there's no danger with just CBD. As far as the checklist goes, you've got clearly noted how much is in it. You've got lab test results on this product and every single other product that we sell on our website at ronsbalms.com. There's also a link below where you can connect with us. And if you actually sign up and get on our newsletter, you can save 25% on your entire first order, no matter how much you order. And then obviously you'll be part of our community, and we send out all kinds of great stuff for discounts and deals and special things that we run all the time. One other great thing to note about our CBD pet oil is that I'm going to read you the ingredients here just real quick. There's there's MCT oil. So that stands for medium chain triglycerides, I think is what it stands for. Coconut oil. Okay, that's good. Organic, by the way, organic coconut oil. And then CO2 extracted CBD isolate, which we have the lab test results for on our website, showing that it's 100% CBD, no THC. Vitamin E oil, which is great for skin and hair and nails and all that stuff, and it's a natural preservative. That's why we put it in here, so that your stuff stays good. This stays good for at least a year after you buy it, so you don't have to worry about it going bad. This is an example of a super short list of ingredients. This is what you want. You don't want a ton of ingredients. If you buy something for your pet and it's got 47 ingredients in it, that is a major red flag, and you want to avoid that at all costs. So since we've gotten all that covered, I hope that you've gotten value out of this video and it's been informative, and I've helped you get some of the answers and information that you were looking for. Hopefully you'll be able to rest easier with some of this information. And speaking of rest and better sleep, I recently made a video explaining how CBN can help relieve sleep issues, along with lots of other great info for folks who struggle with going to sleep and staying asleep. And you can check that video out right here. Now, obviously, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed this content, and hopefully I see you guys in the next one.